Good morning everyone, Superman47 here, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of RTS Saturdays, a series where I can be as unprofessional as I would like to be while playing against a backdrop of an RTS game. This is pre-recorded, so I'll just let the cutscene play.
Everyone always said Morgan's grandson, John Black, had a lot more enemies than he had friends. But one man, a Mohawk named Kenyon K, always stood by his side, even if the two did have a friendly rivalry.
Too slow, John Black. You were faster once.
And your eyes were better once. Your arrow missed the mark. My shot was the one that took him down. Only a few more miles to Brunswick, boys. We've marched long and hard, and you all deserve a hot meal.
This is a waste of time. Your uncle sees a shadow in the forest and cries for help.
Stewart is not the commander my grandfather Morgan was. But if he says the colony is threatened, I believe him.
Why would the Cherokee attack? Brunswick is far from their lands.
Who knows? The colonists can't afford to take chances. And as long as they line our pockets, their interests are mine.
John, thank God you're here.
Oh, you're a bit tubby, aren't you?
Here? Where's the garrison?
These few men are all that's left. The others died in the last raid, and the Cherokee carried off most of the survivors.
Another war party is on the way. Less than a mile distant. I can hear them.
Shore up the defenses and open the arsenal. I want every colonist that can hold a musket on the walls.
So, in order to keep this whole thing within reasonable 30 minutes, I've decided to make a lot of cuts. There's gonna be a lot of skipping around, but that's okay. It's not gonna matter. Anyway, I've had the weirdest week so far. I don't know how to describe it. It's like things have been going strange at work, things have been going strange in my apartment, I've been missing stuff, I've been misplacing things all over the place, everywhere, and I don't know, it's been so disorganized, and I've been having like fever dreams. It's so weird. You know, I think on like Thursday night I had a dream about like a family reunion, but for some reason my friends from undergrad were there and it was just weird. Oh, and I had my sleep schedule. I've only been getting to sleep at around like, oh god, 1:30 to 2 in the morning, and I have to be up at around 8 in order to get to work. So yeah, that's been a weird week. Good lord, even now. Oh man. Anyway, it's good that I was still able to set aside some time today and play some RTS games, because it's soothing to me to create vast armies of professional killers and go out and slay me some Indians, some peasants, some British people. You know, this is the Kill British edition apparently. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, if you guys checked out my Deus Ex video that I put up yesterday, I said that I'm going to be putting a pause on the XCOM stuff. This is because I don't feel like I'm going to make it through the whole game. It's way too high stress for me. I know I said this already in the video yesterday, but I want to reiterate it. Holy crap, is that game stressful. And especially playing on Classic with Iron Man, shoot. So I've decided to wrap it up in a very special way. I'm essentially going to make a machinima out of it. That's right. I'm not going to tell you guys too much about it, but I'm going to try my damnedest to make a machinima out of XCOM Enemy Unknown. honestly, I don't even... Which brings me to another train of thought. Do people still independently do machinima nowadays? I feel like the only people who do machinima are the Rooster Teeth guys down in Austin, Texas. I've not heard of a single other person doing any form of machinima. I remember there was a few machinima makers that came out back in, I want to say 2007, 2008, when Halo 3 came out. But since then, not a peep. Obviously, Machinima.com doesn't do machinima anymore with all their legal issues, but let's not get into that. It's like, what happened, guys? What happened to imagination and using a game engine to essentially make a feature-length film?
Will have to fight alongside us.
Anyway, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna tackle it. You know, I already have a couple friends lined up to lend me their ears and their voices. So we'll see how that's going. I don't have any tentative due dates for it. I know I said the film, the XCOM thing, the XCOM project, I'll call it from now on, because I don't have a formal name for it yet. Derp. The XCOM project, I know I said in the Deus Ex video I'm expecting a May release. It's probably going to be a bit later than that, because honestly, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to pull a Gabe Newell and not release it until it's ready. Just because. Like, if I'm going to do this, I want to make it as high quality as I can. Which is going to involve hours and hours of editing. Depending on how things go in the actual game, maybe I would have to, I don't know, it'll either be a long movie or a short movie, depending on what happens in game. Unless I decide to, like, fuck it, make my own ending. I don't know. But anyway, if you guys want, leave me some comments. Like, you know, feel free to ask me anything about Project XCOM. I'll answer what I can. If you guys want to get in on the making of it, I don't have any open positions for any voice actors at the moment, but leave me a comment and maybe I'll write you guys in. I don't know. I don't even have a whiteboard. Oh my god, I don't even have a whiteboard to write down all my ideas. It's so frustrating. Good heavens. Oh, speaking of ideas, I have some patent pending. No, I'm just kidding. I have some ideas for Planetside 2, because honestly, it's getting a little bit... I don't want to say repetitive, because no two sessions are alike in that game.
Get them into the colony.
I don't want to say monotonous or repetitive. I want to say it's getting a bit,
You colonists will have to fight alongside us. Give them weapons.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's getting a bit monotonous and repetitive. It's like I played. If you guys noticed on my Predator video that I released on Wednesday, I play Terran Republic on the Connery server, and honestly, at this point, I feel like it's basically we're doing a really big dance. You know, one day the NC goes in, takes over the map, then the next day VS takes over the map, then TR, then, you know, on the rare occasion all three of us get on this get on the server at the same time. It's sort of like a trading bases and kind of thing. I think we need to change it up. I think for the for a possible expansion onto Planetside 2, we should have AI. Yeah. For if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I think Sony Online Entertainment should add
More colonists. Get them
a
into the
fourth
colony. Hurry.
faction, a fourth AI faction that would force the 3-player factions to tentatively work together. Okay, hear me out. Imagine all the warring on Araxis has awoken something. Something living inside the planet. Something more powerful than VS, TR, or NC by themselves. You know, more powerful than Vanu Sovereignty, New Conglomerate, and Terran. You know, individually. But it would have to force, in order to defeat this ancient foe, it would take all 3 of us to work together. Now, hear me out. Here's a story I've been bouncing off of my friend at work. The planet Araxis has seen so much warfare and gunfire and explosions and death. It's awoken something beneath the surface.
More colonists. Get them into the colony.
And so, at specific points in time, maybe like once a week or something like that, Sony Online Entertainment could arrange it so this 4th entity breaks out onto the world.
Reinforcements are almost here.
You know, and it suddenly like amasses at all the major checkpoints, like the biolabs, the amp stations, even the crown on Indar. You know, it takes over all 3 points. There's a big server reset. Everyone starts back at their individual warp gates, and now we have this 4th faction, this 4th AI faction that's taken over everything. And we have to work together to fight our way, you know, fight back.
They're militia now.
Now here's the kicker. During this event, allegiances are not redrawn. The 3 factions are still technically at war with each other. This creates a very interesting tension, I feel, where 3 enemies are forced out of necessity to work together to fight against a common enemy. But there's always that tension in the back of your mind where, like, oh, I'm working together with this VS or this NC guy. After we kill this 4th enemy, is he gonna turn around and shoot me? Like, are we just going to devolve back into, you know, attacking each other? Or are we going to go back to our bases, lick our wounds, and then go back at it again? Like, that I feel would be the whole point behind adding the 4th faction. Create that unique tension you would only get when forcing, like, hated enemies to work together against an even more powerful foe. That would be fascinating to me. It really would. I mean, think about it. Just think about it for a minute. Mull on that. You know, all of a sudden, we're reset of our bases. We're fighting against an enemy that, like, holy crap, it's going to take every single player on the server to beat. We're going to have to fight our way from all the different corners to the crown where... Or the center of the map where the headquarters of this 4th faction will be. We're gonna have to go in there, we're gonna have to like blow it up or deactivate something or I don't know, just bomb it to hell with liberators and galaxies from far away. It'll be glorious. And then when the dust settles and everyone's licking their wounds, all of a sudden the 3 factions turn on each other. It's massive warfare! It's like, you're here, we're here, the 4th enemy's been defeated, we're at full strength, well, not full strength, but like, we're ready to kick ass.
The Cherokee are retreating.
Bam! Let's have at it. Think about that. Well, we get to this cutscene.
Get the men together. We're going after the Cherokee.
Nephew, you are paid to protect the colony.
If the Cherokee make it back to their villages, they'll return in force. We have to take the fight to them. 6 of you stay here to protect the wounded. The rest, with us.